What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Millzy with Hometown Commander, back for another arena video. Today we are doing a quick draft. We're going to draft some Neon Dynasty. Draft is not a format that I play a lot, but I think it's a format that's really fun. And it's also pretty inexpensive to do on Arena. The quick draft option is 5,000 gold, whereas the premier draft is 10,000. So just for a couple days worth of dailies, you can do a quick draft, which is really cool. I'm going to be saving a little bit more of my gold to do some of the drafts once Dominaria comes out. But I figure why not do a draft here for 5,000 gold? It'd be worth it. We're going to draft some Neon Dynasty. Not a draft format that I played a ton during. So I'm using a lot of my knowledge of these cards from kind of from what I know of, not necessarily limited, but other formats. But I think we're going for the Assassin's Ink. Always good to get some removal, especially if we can lessen it somehow with other things. We see a Fox Pilot that could bring us into vehicles. I remember vehicles being really good in limited at pre-release. So I think we'll try the Hotshot mechanic. Next up, we see a Jukai Naturalist. We see the Sorry Captain. We have the Hotshot there for white. I think I'm willing to take the Jukai and keep myself kind of open. It doesn't necessarily pull us completely into green-white. We see a mirror box, which I do have a copy of. If you guys have... I think this is a Arena feature. If you hit Alt on your keyboard on the computer, you can see if you own a card or not. I was going to see if I had a mirror box. If I didn't, I was going to grab it. Looks like I have a mirror box, so we can kind of look at elsewhere here. I think I like... I think I like the Mobilizer mech here. I think it keeps me fairly open. All right, next pack, we see a Oni Call Anvil, really great card. But we see Obeka, which is the, like, Obeka, which is kind of like the big card for the vehicles in this set. I don't know if it's too early to prioritize it, but I think I'm going to try it since we got the Hotshot mechanic. All right. Not seeing too much here that like I really love, but I do love the idea of another Jukai Naturalist, so we're going to take it. I think this might tip our hand a little bit more towards enchantments, so maybe we start, you know, seeing if that's the case now. I'll pick the Oni Call Anvil up as an uncommon. I don't think we've completely... I think we've completely walked ourselves into any one particular strategy yet. We could take the Sentinel if we're going to go into blue-white, or we take the Thundersteel Colossus to keep ourselves open into any of the colors. We'll go with the Intervention, get ourselves a combat trick. We'll go with that's the Kami there. I'm trying to keep myself fairly open. I don't think we've seen anything yet that truly like locks me into any of these strategies. I know we're a little bit too deep in pack one to like feel that way, but I also feel like we can probably piece something together in at least white at the moment. I think I'm going to take the Kitsune Ace here. We see... We'll take the Haven to do a little bit of fixing. Kind of like the Reckoner's Bargain there for some draw. The Steelbreaker there and the Forest. I think we can... All right, going into pack two, we see Agandra's Uprising as our rare, which is a pretty cool rare But I think we need to stay kind of with this black-white theme, and I think for that I like Life of Tetsuo Mizawa. So we will kind of clear some of these not black-white cards out for the moment, and that'll be just while we determine if this is truly the way we're going to go. Here we see Naomi, which pays us off for that black-white, and we also see that. I think we're going to go for Naomi. It'll give us that way to kind of, again, continue to pay off towards this black-white. We see another Naomi, so I think we'll take it. So I think now we are for sure heading down this enchantment vehicles route. We do see a recovery unit there, but I think I like the Air of Enlightenment better. It's an enchantment, and it gives us some good value on the front side, so I think we're going to go with it. We'll go with the Regent's Authority there. Not that I think I'm going to play it, but I think it's our best pick. I don't mind the Kami there. I don't mind the Lucky Offering. Also don't mind keeping myself open. But yeah, let's do the Kitsune there. See another Naomi. Are we just gonna go deep into Naomi? I feel like we should if it's open. If we're gonna get bothered to get past it. Same thing here with another Air of Enlightenment. If we're gonna keep getting past these cards that fit our strategy, I am more than happy to continue to take them. Take the Mentor there. I kind of like the Companion, keeping us up on this split between artifacts and enchantments. We see a Befriending the Moss there. The When We Were Young, it looks like I might have wheeled around, so we'll take that one. We'll take the Favor of Jukai since I don't have one. And the Anchor to Reality there, and then the Forest. All right, so pack 3. We see a Hanada, which is a great card. Now, if I was in an actual draft where we were passing this pack, I think I might take it. See, but the thing here is that I already have one, so I can't even rare draft it in that sense. I kind of already, a second copy of it, me being mostly a Brawl player, doesn't do me very much good. The question becomes what else in the pack would be better. For that, I kind of really like the Befriending the Moss. But I think I'm going to rare draft it. I think it doesn't make any sense not to, since we kind of got it for free. We'll take the Long Reach at Night. We see a Michiko's, which is a really cool card if we can get a bunch of enchantments done. But we also see a Invoke Justice. And I think I have to take the Invoke Justice there. It's a really good rare. I'm kind of stuck between the Sentinel and the Virus Beetle. Like, the Virus Beetle looks kind of good because it's on our, like, artifact enchantment thing. But I do like the Befriending the Moths as well because it flips over into a creature. And the Sentinel doesn't look too bad. So I think I'm going to go with the Moths. Again, I really like the Sagas in this set. I think they work really well. Lethal Exploit is a little bit of removable. We got a warrior, creature, artifact. So this is a vehicle. We'll take the vehicle. I think we don't have many vehicles to pay that off. Oh, Invigorating Hot Springs and Rabid Battery. What a great pack if we were playing into that red-green modified, but we're not. Do we just take... We'll take the Chainfail Centipede here. It gives us another artifact, and it can reconfigure onto our creature. We see another Jukai Naturalist. We'll take a Brute Suit, another vehicle, since we're playing a little bit into that little bit of vehicles. Here I'm going to take the Obika Reckoner Raid, get another thing that pays off my vehicles. I don't think we need a third copy of Befriend the Moths. So I'm going to take the Life Linker there. We'll take the Patrol. Wait, what's Reckoner? Yeah, we'll take the Patrol. Go Repel the Vow. We don't have a ton of removal. Rado Sentinel. Take the Ancestral Katana. That will play it, though. Papercraft Decoy. And a Mountain. Alright. So, it looks like we're playing into this black-white artifacts enchantments thing with Naomi. Managed to get 3 of them, which is kind of interesting. This is definitely our Signpost Uncommon. The card that's meant to cap off our strategy for this color combination. I don't know if we'll play all 3. So the first thing I like to do in draft decks is just go through and determine what doesn't fit my strategy or wasn't good enough. I like this because it can crew those vehicles. Mothrider Patrol's a 1/1 for 1, which I think is good. This I think we'll cut for now. I like the Albika raids. I think they're really good. They fit our strategy. We'll cut the Katana. I don't know that it does exactly what we want. Air of Enlightenment I think I like. Kitsune H, I like. Wanderer's Intervention we'll cut for now. I like the Life of Toshiro. Reckoner's Bargain seems kind of interesting, but we'll cut it for now. I think what I like to do is overcut and then add things back in. Papercraft Decoy. We might end up needing more artifacts, but we'll cut the Papercraft Decoy for now. I like this. It has double strike. There's one of our artifacts, or this is one of our vehicles. We have a enchantment there, so that's great. Chain Veils and artifacts, that's great. Debt to the Kami. I don't know that I love the choice there. I don't think giving them the choice gets us enough value. We got the brute, so we did the brute suit. Right now, Sentinel, I like. It's an artifact. Searchlight Companion comes in and gives us a creature. So maybe we'll cut that Sentinel for now. I like the Befriending the Moss. I like the Repel the Vow because that's actually just straight up removal. I like the Mentor because it can pump up our vehicles. This gives a couple of our creatures a buff. The Assassin's Ink is removal. The Long Reach of Night seems like an interesting card, and it flips over into an enchantment, so it fits our strategy. Invoke Justice seems really good. I like Naomi. And then Thundersteel Colossus, I think, might actually end up being just too expensive for our curve. I mean, we have no way to really fix mana, so I don't think 7 mana is going to be realistic to get to. All right, so we're down to 42. Do we cut a copy of Naomi? Because if we see more than one of them, it seems like it would stink to see more than one of them, right? But 3 of them gives us a really high chance of seeing it, which is the one thing I think I like. Maybe, is it the Seven-Tail Mentor? I kind of want to keep the curve on the low end because that's where we're going to have a lot more access to. So if it's the Seven-Tail Mentor, what's the last card that we're cutting here? 17 lands, which is great. 17 out of 40. I like the Kitsune Ace. It's a 2/2 for 2. I think that's helpful. Man, is it the When We Were Young? Maybe it's the When We Were Young. All right, so there's 40. And I think I like it. I think I like that 40. So we're doing black, white, both artifacts for vehicles and enchantments. We got plenty of sagas. Of course, our goal is to build up and play Naomi and get those tokens off of Naomi. So I think we got a cool little strategy. Hopefully we see some good success with our strategy going into game 1. So drafts are a lose. I believe it's a lose 3 thing where you go into you lose your 3rd one. So hopefully we do well here. So we got 2 lands, but we do have the Air Enlightenment on turn 2, which will scry 2. So that'll get us some more lands. We see Naomi, and we see some stuff on the top end. So I like this hand only because of this Air of Enlightenment giving us that scry 2. If we didn't have this to give us the scry 2, I think this is a mulligan. But if we see a land on here, then I think we get to go up the curve really well. And if we don't see lands, then we bottom those 2. And we keep going. That second one gives us 2 life, and then as soon as it flips, it becomes a 2/2 with first strike. So that would be turn 4, 2/2 with first strike. Hopefully that sees us play this Goldtail Disciple on turn 3 if we can see a land off this Enlightenment. Now, of course, this is all based on no knowledge of the first thing we're going to draw. Because we're going to draw play this, and then we're going to draw and play the Enlightenment. So we will see 2 shots at another land here before we... 2 shots at another land before we play the Enlightenment. So if we see a third land before we play the Enlightenment, I think that's even better. And we do. We see another land, which is great. So it plays the Kunai. You can sacrifice the Kunai and deal 3 damage to any target. So that makes a lot of sense. All right, we'll play a swamp and throw down our... All right, so we saw another land, which is great. We're getting up there. We're getting up there. I think we'll bottom the patrol, and we'll keep the swamp. It's got a 2/1 that can reconfigure. So they're playing probably some sort of ninjutsu deck. So we're probably going to be in a little bit of trouble. Oh, they drafted a Kaito. Well, that's not good. So we'll probably see an attack for 2, and then that +1 to draw a card. Help refill their hand up. Okay. Well, we're going to play down our Golden Tail Disciple. I think next turn we drop the Long Reach of Night, get that started. And then we do not have an artifact yet for Naomi. So maybe we can find an artifact. I guess that... No, the Moth Rider Patrol wasn't. I was going to say the Moth Rider Patrol was an artifact, but it's not. So we just need an artifact, and then we can start getting these tokens off of Naomi. But if not, I still think we got a good setup here. This is going to flip next turn. We put this down. We'll have 2 creatures. I don't mind blocking this with a 2/3. But I have a feeling they're going to have something a little more tricky for us than just a 2/1. They're thinking a while, which is interesting. So this can get rid of the power creature 4 or greater or target enchantment. So that's something to remember. -1/-1 and can't block. And it says at the beginning of your upkeep you lose a life. Interesting. Well, I think we'll just pitch the Vial. Because I don't think we can hit anything with it. So the Golden Tail Disciple cannot block. I'm just realizing that we could have got rid of the Clawing Torment with it, but oh well, we're kind of into it at this point, so there's not much we can do. We've kind of already pushed ourselves into it, so I think we gotta just kind of take it. All right, each opponent sacrifices a creature unless they discard a card. Hopefully this will get some of their creatures out of their hand. Next turn, I think we just swamp and play the Naomi. We don't have an artifact and enchantment, but I think we are definitely going to need the blocker. Don't think we're going to have that choice forever. Kind of kicking myself now for the repel the Vial. I think I should have kept it and got rid of this torment. But hindsight is 20/20, friends. So we'll keep going. We're not in bad shape. We're losing 1 a turn, but we still got a pretty big blocker here with First Strike. None of these guys have Death Touch. Now, of course, I can't block that ninja. But none of these guys have Death Touch, so we still got a good block here with the Hand of Enlightenment. We see them pitch a suit up. Well, since it can't block, we might as well attack with it. If either of them block, we get rid of it and gain a life. And if they don't block, we deal a damage and gain a life. So I think I'm content with that. I really wish I would have seen an artifact to play before this Naomi. Because we did, I think, have a decent amount of artifacts in our list. But that's okay. Hopefully we can get them on another creature here. Instead of pitching this last card in their hand. If they can't ninjutsu anything, they don't have any mana left. This is going to be a great blocker for any of the 3 of these if they attack. I bet you they'll just attack with this 1/1. Since it's unblockable. Why give up the rest of your creatures if you don't have to? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And what? Draw a card on the Kaito. Yeah, draw a card on the Kaito. Okay, we see another land, but they're going to get pressed to pitch a card or sack a creature. I mean, maybe the Spirit. Unless they really want to get rid of a card. I think my play here is still Naomi. I'm really saddened that I don't have the artifact. I guess I'll point this at Kaito to try to get them to block it. We don't have the artifact for the Naomi to get us the token, which is okay, but it's still a pretty big 4/4 blocker. My intention of pointing this at Kaito is the hope that they have to block it if they don't want to have Kaito take a damage. I mean, they can still +1 Kaito next turn. This is just simply one piece of damage. But that was kind of the block I was hoping for, to get rid of that 1 damage every turn that I'm taking. Okay, so long reach says whenever it attacks, it gets +X+0, where X is the number of creature cards in defending player's graveyard, which is 1 at the moment. So it's a 1/4 with menace. That's not as good, but maybe we can help that out. Draw and then pitch. Great part about Naomi is it says whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks. So if we can find an artifact creature like if we can find like a vehicle and throw it down before combat, then Naomi will make that samurai when she attacks. So we still got plenty of time to take advantage of Naomi's ability. It's just we were really hoping to take advantage of it when she came down. I think, these are their 2 attacks right here. Okay, so we got the Obika raid started. I think these are their 2 attacks, probably. Because I can't block either of them. And then they'll, +1 Kaito to the end of the turn? Or do they -2 now to make the ninja? They -2 to make the ninja, so I expect these 2 to attack since I can't block them. Guess you could argue for keeping the companion back to block, but sweet. That's exactly what we wanted. We needed an artifact, and we got one. So let's put the Uncharted Haven in as black. We're going to play the companion. It's going to come in with a 1/1. So now we've turned Naomi on. Even if they double block, I kind of want to do this, and then I want to do this. We get a 2/2. And that's going to start helping. That'll be a blocker, but it'll also be an attacker next turn. We just need to make sure we don't get rid of the companion. Could block their companion, but I don't know that we want to do that because I think we want to keep our artifact out to keep continuing to keep getting 1/1s. I like this attack here because they can either chump with one of them, or if they double block, I get to kill both of them because of that first strike. And they choose to let that go. So Kaito's gone, and then they take the 4. So that's great. So they can't loot anymore. There's no more looting on the attacking, which makes me really happy. That's one less thing we have to stabilize now. This will flip over into a flyer. This will flip over into a 2/2 with menace. Creature count is still at 1. So maybe this trade isn't as bad as we think it is because it'll pump up our Animus of Night's Reach. I guess it all comes down to what that extra card is, or what they attach this to, because that could take out a lot of our creatures. Do they attach it to the Searchlight Companion and kill ours? What do they do? Another Searchlight Companion. Ouch. The good news is we're going to hit pretty hard on our turn. So do we start this kind of race? Do we start this race to try to take them out? You don't have enough to equip and use the kunai. So they're going to set this up for next turn. I kind of want to keep the Searchlight Companion around because even if they attack with theirs, just because I want the 2/2 when I attack, right? We want that 2/2. It's going to help block. Another planes. Okay, so I think we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. This has vigilance. We're going to get another 2/2. This is going to become a 1/4 with menace, which they could choose to block. But they'd have to double block it to not take the damage. And then this is giving us those samurai on the ground. I think at this point I have to start the race. Unfortunately, 2 of their creatures are going to flip over, which is going to make the race a little bit less in our favor. But They're going to have to start chump blocking here to not take this damage. They'd be taking 7, 8, 9 at the moment without the blocks. It should take them down to 8. And if you think about it, the Samurai's kind of a free attack here since it has Vigilance. They can double block it if they really wanted to. But I'm going to doubt that they would. So they double block the Enlightenment. Neither of them have first strike, so they're not going to trade like I think they thought they would. So we're going to see these both flip. Alright, so now this race becomes a little more interesting. Now we've got other creatures to deal with. And one more in the air. Now the good part here is that we now have one more creature in the graveyard, so this would be a 2/4 next turn. Oh, it does tell us right there. That's kind of cool. I think at this point we're hoping to hit literally anything besides a land to try to push ourselves, I think, a little bit forward, right? I expect this Searchlight Companion to use the Kunai. I'm just not sure on what. Maybe it's on our Searchlight Companion so that they get through on some good attacks. I'm not really quite sure. I can only imagine what their one card in hand is. It's a Network Disruptor. When there's the battlefield, tap target permanent. They tap our Searchlight Companion to stop from blocking. Nope, they tap one of the Samurai. So it's still untaps on our turn, just not going to be able to block. I think they should kill our Companion, right? No, they kill the Samurai. Because the Companion is what's allowing us to make the 2/2s. Do I punish this here? I lose the ability to make new 2/2s. I think I have a turn to this side. I think I have a turn to this. How we draw another land? You gotta be kidding me. We haven't got another land. We run the possibility of them double blocking. But I think we have to do it to get that Samurai. We're taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guaranteed. Well, we have the one flying blocker, and then we have a ton on the ground. I mean, I think here if they don't block, they're confident they can outrace us or take advantage that way. If they do block, they do double block, then they don't feel like they can. Because like I said, we have 5 in the air and 2 guaranteed, and I can block 1 with the Companion. But if they full tap out to attack, they look to be pretty dead on the backswing. So I'm intrigued to see what it is they do here. Do they full swing out? Do they only attack with the ninjas? Do they create a clock where I have to kind of take my attacks a lot more? Do I have to be a little bit more careful with my attacks? What do they choose to do? I've got five attacking creatures for sure, but it'll also, 1 for sure in Naomi because it replaces itself with the 2/2 blocker. I kind of like the Knight's Reach attacking because there's nothing else I can block on the ground, which is lethal if they don't block. But of course that would force them to block. So then the question becomes, do we block with anything else? Now they don't have any vehicles, so none of them have menace. But I think we're going to gain a lot of understanding of what our plan is here, depending on what they choose to do with their attack. They full swing. Wow. Okay. Cool. So we block one of the Companions. We block here. That's 1, 2. Oh, it has menace. That's right. Okay, so we'll drop back for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 total. So I think we have to block one of the biggest flyers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll put these 2 in front of this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they have nothing. They have nothing they can pump. They have nothing that they can do. So that's perfect. We'll kill their Obika backside. We'll take our 5, and then we will have more than lethal on the attack. Man, so we just managed to play that well. Try to outrace them, try to get the value by attacking, and it paid off for us, which is awesome. I'm really sad that I drew 4 lands in a row, but I'm happy that it worked out in our result. We go to 1-0. Guys, like I said at the start of the video, I'm not a drafter. Drafting is not the thing that I do all that often. But I do really enjoy watching 2 specific draft channels. I'm going to put them down in the description if you want to go watch actual good draft content. Please go over and watch them. These are the 2 guys that I watch to draft, to kind of learn and take notes from. The first is Gombadex. He's a really great guy. I watch him on Twitch and on YouTube. He is my favorite of the 2 that I'm going to list. He competes in the qualifiers all the time, just as the other person does, but he's been doing a lot of the Arena Cube lately, if that's something you're interested in. And the other is Nikolai Bolas. He's also a really cool guy. He does a lot of cool draft videos, but I think I just prefer Gauntlet's humor over Nikolai Bolas. That's nothing against either of them. I actually really enjoy both of their content. So those are the 2 that I would suggest you watch if you're looking for really cool draft content. Those are the guys that I'm watching, and those are the guys that I'm trying to learn from. So I figure, why not send you over to the place that I'm trying to learn from as well. Same thing here. We got a turn 1 Obika into a turn 2 Era of Enlightenment, so I really like this hand. Same thing, it gets us up towards this the natural end of playing this Naomi. Now this is really cool because we have our 2 artifacts here on the chain. So the next draw will tell us a lot, but this Era of Enlightenment will also tell us a lot. So they get the Ecologist Terrarium. I thought about taking one of those. I probably should have. But oh well. Okay, we do draw land, which is great. The problem is it's tapped. But I think I need to do this Era of Enlightenment now. I need to get it started. I like the Long Reach Ignite, but I think we need to... Do we need to shoot for another land? I think... No. I think we take the Swamp first to get down the suit or this companion, and then... I think we'll have to take the turn off to get this in tapped. And then maybe turn 4 we'll take advantage of that black mana. But I think for now we gotta get that in tapped, because now next turn I really would like to play one of these 2 to set up that Naomi, hopefully. If not, I kind of like putting this Befriending the Moss down and kind of start, because this is gonna flip over. We could get the Dragonfly suit down, but I kind of like the Searchlight because it gives us an extra creature, which could be important at the end of the day. Not sure what we're doing here with Abzan. I mean, a lot of great green sagas. I actually, in the Kamigawa pre-release, I played green-white enchantments, and it was a ton of fun. I'm going to put the Befriending the Moss down here. And the reason is I kind of want to play this and have them sack this Michiko, because they're going to have to start making bad decisions there. Embrace. Destroy target creature. Okay. Let's play the Long Reach Ignite. I want to see if we can get them to pitch some cards. Or even get rid of their own creature. And that'll go off twice before we're done. Michiko's a really good card. I'm kind of sad we only saw one of them. It's a really good card. It's also a really good card in Commander when you're playing these enchantment decks. Ooh, Invoke Justice could be fun. We're missing the 4th white mana, though. That's a bummer. I don't really want to dump Naomi here. Only because I kind of want the Samurai when she comes in. So I think we're going to play the Searchlight Companion. It'll get us the 1/1. And then I think we're content to pass here. Okay, no creatures in their graveyard, so Not really quite anything good. We'll throw the block there. Don't need to take the 5. I don't know if they have any removal, but I guess we're going to find out. I kind of would love to see an extra white for this Invoke Justice. Unfortunately, we're only at 3. But I think we dumped Naomi here. This is going to get us a 2/2 Samurai when it comes in, hopefully, unless they take out the Searchlight Companion before it drops. So there we go. We got our 2/2. I can't attack with the Animus because there's literally nothing for it to buff. So there's no point. I would rather just keep it to block, if worst case. Thinking about dropping the Dragonfly suit here next turn. That will give us something to crew. Touch of the Spirit Realm. What does it go after? It goes after that. Okay. I kind of think we put the 0/4 in front of it. I can do both. So let's do both. We'll put in Dragonfly suit. We'll put in the Kitsune. And then I think we'll go swinging. Try to get some damage in here. Yes, that is a big 6/6, but my hope is that we can kind of sneak underneath it here and start doing some good damage. Good part is this Dragonfly suit's going to have Menace, which just means I can tap the Searchlight Companion and just start attacking with it. We don't see that 4th white. That's what I really wanted. We'll tap the Searchlight Companion, crew up this Dragonfly suit. And I think we just get in with our attackers in the air here for the 5. Start putting some pressure on them to figure out how to take care of the flyers. As soon as we draw another white, I think we're bringing back the Long Reach of Night. But I guess you could also argue for that Era of Enlightenment as well. So you return a permanent card from the graveyard to the battlefield, then distribute 4 +1/+1 counters among creatures. So that would be really good as well. I wonder what is it that they're not having here? Like, what is it that they're worried about here? Like, because they've just all this open mana and nothing that they've done with it. Well, same thing. We're going to power up the Dragonfly suit, hit him for 5 in the air again. My gut really wants me to swing out here and make them have it. Because it's lethal if they have nothing, right? So let's do it. It's lethal if they have nothing. Unless they give this lifelink, or they find a way to take out one of the flyers, which they do. Okay. They're still taking 6 by my count. Minimum. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it looks like we have it. We have lethal in the air. Cool. Or lethal there. Awesome. Yeah, so I almost talked myself out of that. I almost talked myself out of swinging there. So I'm glad that I didn't. I'm glad that I didn't talk myself out of it. We go to 2-0. What was actually really funny about my Kamigawa Neon Dynasty pre-release was actually that I had a pretty good black-white enchantments list with Naomi. But the problem was I saw things like Jugon Defends the Temple as my promo, and Jukai Naturalist, and I was like, oh, enchantments, we gotta play enchantments. I love my Enchantress decks and Commanders, so of course I was like, ooh, enchantments. But what was funny was, I think I ended up going 2-2 at that pre-release. I went like 1-2 with the enchantments, and I was like, all right, well, let's switch it up for the last round, right? Because a lot of times prize support. At the shop I was at, you had to win 3 to change the prize support. So there was no actual like difference if I switched my deck up for the 4th round. So I quickly, my opponent was like, in the extra time that I had from losing that 3rd round, I switched the deck up, put the new one together, and then ended up winning the 4th round with the black-white deck, which I thought was really cool. We see double planes. I think I'm good to keep double planes. So we see a Generous Visitor, which is a really good card. I assume we're going to start playing some enchantments. We're going to start putting some counters on it, and I think we are going to have some trouble. I want to get Searchlight Companion down. I guess you could argue the Kitsune, the Kitsune, because then it has double strike and it could block this visitor sooner rather than later. But I don't even mind throwing this spirit in front of it for now. You know, let's take the 2. I don't think there's any. There's no enchantments in this format you can flash in, so I'm not worried about that. So it looks like they're playing just straight white, just straight green-white Silesian enchantments. So you kind of wonder why they don't do that before combat, but okay. So our Enlightment's going to flip. It's a 2/2 with first strike, and then we'll play the Kitsune. This is the reason I kind of waited. It's because I wanted to set up... no, we won't attack. I wanted to set up this double block, each of them with first strike. Maybe we can get around some of these... creatures by just first striking them out. So we'll see what we can do there. Because even if this goes up to a 3/3, we have 2 first strikers now. All right, we'll play Naomi. This is going to come in and get us a 2/2 samurai creature because we have both enchantments and artifacts. And again, no attacks. I don't think we're there yet. I'm excited to get this brute suit down. Start crewing it up with maybe our 1/1 or even the Searchlight Companion. I'm interested to see what their top end is. What are they building into? I know there's that big samurai that costs less for each enchantment you have. There's lots of things in the deck. We'll have this come down as white. We're going to learn our lesson. What do we do? I kind of want to give like +1/+2/+2 to Naomi and attack with it. And we'll put this brute suit down. All right, I think we go swinging with this Naomi. I could also go swinging with the Kitsune since it has double strike. So let's do that. So we get the samurai to replace Naomi in case they like double or triple block here, which is a possibility, but I expect them just to chump it. And then they actually will be trading the archer. Okay. So we see the 4 damage there so that the Spirited Companion will trade into Naomi, which I think is more than fair. We've got our 2 samurai tokens out of it, so I think I'm completely okay with that. We got more than enough value out of that Naomi, and we took out enough of their blockers for that to be really worth it. We see a Roaring Earth. Okay. I'm cool with that. I think I'm down to double block. Actually, I think I'm down to let it hit me. If it's going to really attack, I think we're down to just let it hit us, but no attacks there. We will give this the +2/+2. Let's crew up the brute suit. Okay. And I think I'm content to full swing. If they want to block, they can block. I'm okay with them taking out a samurai token. I'm okay with them trading for the brute suit. I think I just want to get as much damage as I can through here. Going down to 10, and we'll pass the turn. I'd like to continue to crew the brute suit with that 1/1. Okay, so they put the counter there. We get a 4/4 with vigilance. Counter there. Are they going to attack with it? Nope, no attacks yet. What does this one do again? Black. Okay, we'll put a hot shot down. And then we'll just get in for that 1 in the air. Start a little clock there. Man, I'd love to see like a Invoke Justice or anything other than a land. Please do not give us any more lands. They got to be careful here because they can't full swing. Yes, it has vigilance and it would block one of ours. Let's assume they block a 2, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Oh, what do we got? Can't attack, blocker, crew vehicles. Okay. So if they attack both, they leave one back, they block here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. They would be dead, so they can't. More land. Why with so many lands? We have 13 lands, 17 lands out of 40, and we've seen 8 of them in the top what? 15 cards? You gotta be kidding me. Perfect. Get us another 2/2. Again, I'm content to just wait. The ball's in their court at this point. Next turn, I think I'm willing to take a big attack. Let's see, they block these two, and that would be plenty. Destroy. Exile target enchantment. I can exile this. This gets crewed here, so they block those two. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so we have just enough. So we're going to exile this. And then this is going to get crewed by this. And then we swing away. Then Naomi will give us another blocker, and that should be 10 if they block these two highest, which is what I expect to happen. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And neither of them have lifelinks, so there we go. Man, loving this black-white enchantments build. Going up to 3-0. I hope you can't hear that in the background. That's one of our cats. I have the door shut. Hopefully that doesn't come through in the mic. I can hear it a little bit, but not too bad. Up to 3-0. So I paid this with gold. We're up to 300 gems in a pack, which is good. The cool part is I tend to draft enough to, try to get some gems so that way I can pay for the pass, every time a new set comes out. I recommend getting the pass only if you have the gems for it that you didn't, don't put in money just for the pass. I've tried my best to only buy the pass by making gems elsewhere. Okay, so the kind of bad part here is, when do we take the turn off? Do we take turn 1 off? I think we take turn 1 off. Air on 2, Kitsune on 3. And our cat is still going at it in that litter box. Yep, so we got paid off there with that land. I like the Assassin's Ink for sure, and I like that, so we'll keep them both on top. What do we see from here? Black, red. I hope it's something that we can just kind of kill with this Kitsune. Ooh, definitely not. So we don't have the double black yet. Let's just get the Kitsune down. I think this is something that I'd be willing to kill with the Assassin's Ink. Let's see what their plan is. That Etching of Commando does come down with haste. We could get punished by some removal here, but I think I'd like to Mechanic and Assassin's Ink. I guess I could also use the Toshiro, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as good. I kind of like the idea of getting rid of this, because this is going to be a pain. Yes, we can block with First Strike. We gotta wait and see what this man ends up doing. I do not remember most of the black-red cards in this deck. I mean, I remember the rares, but I don't remember like the random commons and uncommons. And I think this is what makes draft really fun, is having to remember and deal with all of these random common and uncommons that you have to remember what they do. What damage spells are in this set? What of X and Y are in this set? It can be really tough to remember. And so so they have something in their hand that's holding priority, and they timed out on their turn, which hopefully they're still in the game. I don't know why they would be roping out here. I mean, it's turn 4, right? I don't know why they'd be roping out unless they feel like they're so far behind that they need to rope me out to deal with it. But anyway, I guess we'll just let this rope out. Hopefully that it'll stop them from... Nope, it did not. Okay, so we'll play a black. I'm going to kill this. And then play the Hot Shot Mechanic, and we'll take a shot with this Kitsune. Where the rope's going down. Okay, so they had something the entire time, which is kind of interesting. Maybe they won't know, maybe they won't know that this has double strike. And we'll get a free attack in here. No. Okay, so we're gonna just deal a 4. And a return to action. Why they let that rope all the way down is beyond me. Hey, you never know. Because they could give -1/-1 to the hot shot mechanic. That's what they choose to do. Remember, this has first strike, which could help me out here. Okay, so we see another Kamano come down. I'm kind of hoping they attack now to be able to use this 2/2 first striker to get a good block in, but they choose not to. We'll do this. We'll put this down. And we're going to see their -1 with a -1. And we're going to swing out. So either of their blocks are going to be a death, but we'll get through for 6. So now they're down to 10. The Umezawa ticks up. I would guess they either gain the life or put the +2/+2 on the Kamano. They choose to gain the 2 life. Do we see another creature come down? Up to 4 mana. Hidetsuko, I think, is 3. That's like the big mythic in black-red. Dark player discards 2 cards. Okay. Bye-bye to my Dragonfly suit. I'm going to give this +2/+2 until end of turn. I'm going to make this block really terrible for them. This is going to be a really hard attack to defend because 2 of them have first strike. So what I'm banking on is the Kamano blocking the Kitsune Ace. But if they don't block the Kitsune Ace, then they have to block the Bladeless Kitsune on the other side. But that's okay. So they go down to 6. Need to find a way to deal with what I have on board. They get another 2/2, and then they get the backside Umezawa, which is a 2/3, right? Yeah, 2/3. 5 mana and extra mana on later turn to play into a sorcery. We have 1 in the air guaranteed, and 2 pretty bad attacks for them here. I think our draw is gonna deal with a lot. I think I'm attacking with Kitsune no matter what. Especially if I can draw out the double block. Uh-oh. Did they go after the Bloodblade Blessed? Yep, they do. So do they attack with it? Because if they attack with it, then that's not bad either. All right, we see an Arrow of Enlightenment, which I like. We're going to get this down right away. Hit that Scry 2 up. Love to see like a land in Naomi. Do we want Naomi? Because we don't have a land. I guess we'll keep it on top. We're going to draw it next turn no matter what, but maybe we can sneak out and draw another land after it to kind of use it. Right now we have everything we need. So the good part about Twist Embrace is I don't even remember if I saw one. I'll have to go back to the draft portion and see if I even saw one, because I forget about Twisted Embrace. Twisted Embrace is such a good card. Okay, so this gets haste. What are they going to give Death Touch to? They give it Death Touch and Lifelink. I have a first striker, so we'll just block this with this first striker. So there was the Naomi we knew we were going to see. So we'll attack again in the air, start this little clock. Hopefully we see a land. We need a land so bad for this Naomi. All right, 6 mana for our opponent. What else can they have left in their hand? We have a 4-turn clock on the Searchlight Companion, and I don't mind taking any of that clock. I'd love to see like well, we don't even have the mana for an Invoke Justice. What do they take? Okay. They have no way to sacrifice it, right? So they were just going to take it to attack with it? A full attack. I was going to say, that's a dumb decision. Yeah, man, no blocks. Okay, so if I exile that Kamano, this is game, right? It most certainly is. So we're going to get rid of this Kamano. And we're going to swing out, baby, for lethal. Man, we're getting really great We're getting really good matchups here. This is a ton. See, this is. I mean, I know that we're on a good run, and so it'd be kind of facetious for me to say, "Man, I love draft," because like I've definitely had draft runs where you just go 0-3, and you're just like, "Wow, this is not fun." But the drafts where you do well are always really fun. We go up to 4-0. So right now we're getting 450 gems and a pack. I would really love to get as high up as we can, but I think at this point 4 wins is pretty good. I don't mind if we were to go 0-3 at this point. I wouldn't be mad. Let's just take a quick look. Is there anything we can do to kind of come in? I kind of like that Wanderer's Intervention. But what do I like it in for? Repel the Vile, man, was so good. It's done us such good. I kind of like this because it's another piece of removal. Kind of thinking in for the patrol. Let's try that. Let's see if it affects us at all. 4-0. Again, we got to lose 3 times to be out. I think we got a good chance at minimum. I think we got our value back. 450 gems for 5,000 gold is a great, I think a great trade-off in that 1 pack of Neon Dynasty. But obviously, we're not just going for 450 gems in 1 pack. We're going for as much as we can get. So we're gonna keep rocking it. I want to go as far as I can go. Get as much as we can get. All right, so we see the intervention in our starting hand. No, we do have the black here. We don't have any way to scry, but we have enough playables. So I think this is worth it. We'll put the Haven down turn 1. Ooh, and we see the Enlightenment. So we get paid off right away for what we wanted to do there. Fortunately, we can't. Could we do it turn 2? Is it worth it doing turn 2? Because I think we'll do it now. And we can maybe turn 3 try to. So we see our 4th land and another Naomi. I think we'll put the Naomi on bottom, but we really want that land. So turn 3, we can either Kitsune Ace and Obeka, or we can play the Centipede. I think what we're going to do is Obeka, the Raid, and then we'll do the Kitsune Ace. Start getting some creatures down. We've got land 4 here. We've got not enough yet for Naomi, but we're almost there. The other bad part is we don't have the... we do have the artifact. It's just not down yet. So I think we can get this down this turn. So let's get the Centipede down. I don't know that I want the trade, but I guess I'll give it to them if they really want the trade. Otherwise, I'm happy to take the 2. I'm happy to grab the 2 damage here. Let's see, what do we got? We got Azusa flipping into Likeness of the Seeker. I think if nothing else next turn, okay, so we don't see a 5th land for Naomi. This reconfigures for 2. Maybe the Hot Shot and the Dragon Suit. Because this is now going to give Dragon Suit Menace for next turn because of our Obeka. I think we'll sit back. I don't think we have any need to attack at the moment. Especially since they have some good blocks. Especially that we don't want them to untap. But then again, I don't expect much instant play from them. I'm guessing this is another, Selesnya enchantments, sagas list. So we'll see what access they have. When there's a battlefield, return an enchantment you control to its owner's hand. If you do, you gain 3 life. My guess is the many journeys, so they can replay it. They choose not to. Okay. Attack with a 3/3. I really want a double block. The question is, can I think of anything in the format that is a pump? I cannot. So I think we're going to do it. If they have the pump, they have the pump. So I'd feel kind of bad. Okay, so they had a trick, not a pump spell. Okay. Okay, so we dump the Naomi here. This is an artifact, and this is an artifact, so we'll get the 2/2. We are gonna crew it, and we'll go slamming in for 3. Go slamming in there for 3. Okay, so next turn I think we're set up to attack with Naomi as well. We can hold this up to protect it with some blocks. They are almost to this 6 mana for the Bearer of Memory. So we do kind of have to watch out for that a little bit. Kind of intrigued to see what they're going to do here. I mean, there's lots of great removal. Okay, well, that kind of sucks, but it's to be expected. They got to take it out. It's our value engine. Yep, no plan to block that. Not to let them untap again. Okay. So we'll crew up the Brute Suit again. Go swinging in for 3 more. Start this little bitty race. So we got this up. I only really plan on using this on whatever they choose to put a counter on and response, as long as they're in combat. We see a Lion Sash. Okay. I mean, do we get rid of the Azusa? Is this the bait that they're going to keep continuing to cast on me? Let's try it. Let's see what they got. Okay, I've got a 4/3. I think I'm taking the 4. I don't really see the point of blocking there when I think I can get better. I think I can get better play on the back end attacking. And we see another land again. I'm getting killed by these just drawing lands. We're up to 7 lands again in the top 15 cards. Like, as much as I appreciate it, I need something that isn't a land. We'll go swinging it again for 3. Okay, they're going to get rid of it and give it a counter, which is fine. Down to 10. 4 cards in hand, 6 mana. So they can't put the +1/+1 on either of these, actually, because it has to be an enchantment creature, so it have to give it to itself, which is interesting. I didn't realize that. What could we see? Would feel really bad if we ripped like an Invoke Justice off the top or something, since we chose this for black, remember? I mean, they're on a 4-turn clock with the Dragonfly suit at this point, which I think I like. I like the kind of pressure that's going to put. They get that, and they're going to get a Samurai for it. Oh, okay. So that got rid of that. Another swamp. You have to be kidding me. How many more lands am I going to draw? We'll pass the turn. I assume they're going to get rid of something else. Pump up the Sash. I mean, this honestly might just be where we end up getting valued out of this game. We're just going to get killed because we can't draw anything relevant. We had such a good start to the game, and then nothing. They're probably going to keep 1 or 2 mana up to see if they can pump up this Lion Sash. They swing out. That's 10, 11, 14. Man, I think we finally hit our... Well, Kitsuna's a start. The double strike could come in handy. So we'll set it down and then pass it over. The double strike could come in handy against this 6-4. Line sash grows ever larger. Did they do it? So it doesn't look like they want to cannibalize their own graveyard. Otherwise, I think they could have gotten rid of that Azusa's Many Journeys. I still got to be worried they don't have a pump spell for this 6-4. I mean, this is my best block, but... Right, I still got to worry that they don't have a pump for it. Oh, no. That's not good. Kind of hoping they attack with this, but they are not. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is 3 creatures worth the Colossus? I don't think it is. And what did I say with the 4th white pip? Well, let's pass it back. I mean, at this point, it doesn't even get us anything back. But if something dies this turn and we draw planes, we could get it back. Do we swing in with the Colossus again? Do I put something in the graveyard just in the hopes that I can invoke Justice it back? Man, I'm gonna bet really high that they don't have a trick for this, and I'm gonna probably get let down. But I feel like I have to. I have to bet that they don't have one. We've seen so many already, and they don't. He oopsed. Probably didn't realize that they had first strike. Greater Tanuki. Okay, we're going to keep this up because we can keep it up to exile this or exile one of these guys. So no attacks. The only bad part is they can exile that hotshot mechanic out of our graveyard and just completely get rid of this Invoke Justice. So I say we let them crew, we exile it. And we can figure out a good block for these other guys. That Tanuki has trample, so we got to be careful. So they bring these both back. That Historian Wisdom is bad. Well, I think now's the time to do it. Get it out of the way. Try to stop them from completely. I mean, they can crew it, the thing in response, but at least it gets one thing off the battlefield. Again, doesn't fix our problems, but I still got to deal with 3, 4, 5, 6. This is enough to kill this. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to lose all of it. I mean, we're dead no matter what, but why not? We had to try. Invoke Justice is our only hope, and we whiff. Well, all right. Well, okay. So we hit the Invoke Justice, but we never hit the 4th white mana. So we defeat. Go to 4-1. I still think that's pretty good. I mean, a bad game. We're getting into the better decks now. So I don't think, I mean, I can't think of any way that I, like, specifically play that better. But I still thought it was a good game. We did our best with the information we had. No white mana. We got a mulligan it. What do I put back? Can't put the Assassin's Ink back. We need the removal. Do we put the Brute Suit back? Or do we put Naomi back? Am I crazy to put Naomi back? Since we have so many of them? Well, we can definitely put this down now. We have no use for the white mana, so we might as well do that. Alright, might as well put this in. We'll put it in as white. Next turn, I think we'll just play the Brute Suit. Comes in, we pitch a card. I guess let's pitch the Plains. Yeah, it's kind of killer. Do we pitch the Brute Suit instead, I guess? Instead of hurting us on the mana. I guess it feels now, right? It now feels really bad if we don't draw another land. But I think that's kind of a risk we just got to take. Befriending the Moss will do us a lot of good. Seeing Naomi. I don't know. I guess we'll just kill the beetle. Crew this up and go swanging. It has vigilance, but the creature that crewed it didn't, so it doesn't really help us all that much. Alright, we need some lands. You know, last game we got given every land in the world. Maybe this game we'll actually get the same. Searchlight Companion, giving them a 1/1. Okay, cool. So we got the fourth land. Let's get down this. We'll give that flying. The only bad part is it doesn't have vigilance, but they have to double block it if they want to block it. So we'll just try to take advantage of that. Really hoping we get one more land so I can play this Naomi. But I might be asking for too much here. Might be asking for too much. Soul Traveler. Man, that's rough. That pitches the Naomi. Man, that might have just flipped the whole game in their favor. Yep, there's the planes that we could have used. The Naomi. Man. Alright, we're down to one more draw. In all reality, right? This is going to flip. Give us a 2/4 flying, which will help us block. Taking 6. 2/4 can crew the Brute Suit. Jitsu and a Hacker. What does the Hacker do? You discard a card in this. Oh, draw a card. Okay. Another land. Is this how we go down? We go down just drawing lands and having nothing left? I asked for the lands, but I asked for the lands so I could play Naomi, not to sit here and just get valued out of the game while I can't do anything. Oh gosh, okay. I doubt they have enough mana to ninjutsu anything, but we're about to take a ton. What is the best thing to block? Yeah, that makes sense. Another. Gotta be kidding me. Another land? All the cards we have on our deck. All the things we could get. And we just get 3 lands in a row. Yep. And there we go. They have more than lethal on the board there. So there's nothing we can do. Jeez, we go from a mighty 4-0 to a 4-2. So let's wrap it up. Let's see if we can get... See if we can get any of our value back. Let's see if we can kind of push our way through here. And Asterion Avatar, that's kind of cool. I don't think I've seen that. We have Befriending the Moss turn 2. Or we have the Obeka turn 1. I think we take the Obeka turn... Oh, Befriending the Moss is 4 mana, not 2. That might have changed my mind had I paid attention. Come on, land that draws us... Come on, deck that draws us all the lands. You can help me out. There's the Air of Enlightenment that I thought was in my hand, so we'll put this in for white. So Obika will flip next turn. I'm not sure what's holding them up here. They have something in their hand that's holding them up here. Nope, there we go. We cleared it out. Gnawbone sleeves, that's kind of fun. I didn't see that until just now. Love Gnawbone, one of my favorite modern dragons that we've made over the last year or so. For those of you that have yet to see the video, I posted my Miram deck tech over on the. I'll be posting my Miram deck tech here soon. One of those dragons that are really fun to play. That deck is a riot, especially when you get it going. All right, so we'll do that. We know we're gonna draw the land next turn, and I think we'll play the Kitsune, the double striker. I do like the lifelink, but ooh, Risona's bad. So it's going to get lifelink, and it'll get the indestructible counter. I don't want to block that. Can have all of that life. Okay. Put the Kitsune down. Okay, so if combat damage is dealt to you, remove a counter from it. So I need to attack. What actually I probably should have done was attacked, hit him for the damage, and then kept that Assassin's Ink up. But I would like to block with this Kitsune on Risona, depending on what else they play. That leaves us our removal. Oh, nope, we can't play the removal. We don't have 2 black. So never mind. Our hope is to block this Risona with the Kitsune, and they should trade. But again, we're waiting to see what this Boros Samurai pile has for us. I think if this is the last game, if we go out 4-3, I think I'm still happy. We had a cool deck. It was a ton of fun. And they have an Otherworldly Light. That's cool. Wasn't expecting that, for sure. Sona gets the indestructible counter back on it. We see our black. I think this, do I leave this up? Yes, I leave it up. So we attack with this, gets rid of the indestructible counter. And then I think we kill it on our turn, right? Where they can't respond. This should even the board back out. It should even the board back out. Probably back in our favor here. Oh, I didn't see its indestructible. Oh, no. That was bad. Oh, man. I should have seen that. That was bad. That's gonna... that could cost us it right there. I didn't realize that it could sacrifice itself to give it indestructible. I guess I can still block and prevent it from getting indestructible, but... ooh, that was bad. I did not read the card, and I definitely got outplayed. Especially for all the mana that I spent to do it. But that's okay. I think we still have a chance. We just got to see what else they play. Taking 3 isn't necessarily the end of the world, so I don't mind taking the 3. Or it's 5 with the katana. Guess that's the shot that I have. I mean, they're not going to sacrifice a Risona. Of course, they're going to sacrifice the companion if they really care about everything in their hand, but... man. That one play just turned the entire game in their favor. I mean, I'm going to do my best to survive. I've definitely got a turn or two before this game's over. Game is definitely not over. But it's certainly not fun at this point. It's certainly going to get really tough to pull this out. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try to get some... I'd love to be able to get another land here and get the Disciple and the Arrow of Enlightenment down. I think I have to take this smack, and I have to hope that there's nothing in their hand that can pump this thing. This is gonna hurt, but I need to build my board of blockers up. Go Shintai of Ancient Wars. Only one shrine. So I guess just one to me. Okay. Again, terrible time to see Invoke Justice again. So clearly this was a trap for us drafting it, but I thought once maybe it would work, but no. I think we have to put on the Disciple here. We'll attack with the Captain, try to get rid of this indestructible counter, try to double block, see if we can make it work. Again, it's a risky play because if they can get rid of... I'm intrigued as to why this is holding right here. Do they have a spell? They don't. At least not one they want to use. Alright, everything's come down to this. Can they find a way to get around my blockers? If they can't, then I'm willing to double block here. And I'm gonna bet you they have some trick. This is just I know I'm walking into it, but I have to. I don't have a choice. I have to do it. And I know for sure they've got a trick, and they do. It's at least gonna stop the 5 damage. And then they'll ping me for 1 at the end step. Okay, I mean, I can't think of anything in my deck that saves me. I get another blocker, which is good. I guess we'll scry 2, see what we see on top. 2 Naomis. So if we can survive the turn, we're in great shape. If we could survive the turn, we wouldn't actually get the Samurai when it comes in. Oh, I didn't realize that it haste. No, that's not fair. All right, good game. Man, what a bummer. What a bummer there. Just that removal spell just killed me in the end. I thought I had it in the right moment, and then that one mistake just ends us off. But there we go, 450 gems and our pack. Let's go open up our pack and see what we get. Get an Odo Warug right there, but as it, guys, 4-3 in the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty draft. I had a ton of fun. If this is the kind of content that you want to see me do more of, some more of these drafts, I think I'm going to be waiting until Dominaria comes out to do more of them, because I kind of like to get some of the new cards. But quick drafts are always fun too, because they get you some cards. But that is all for me for this episode, and I will catch you guys next time.